There it is, people. Alright, so I'm going to be setting this whole thing up now. Really no sense in you watching me go through the whole process. After I get the computer running, I'm going to install the put antivirus on here. I'm going to put a editor on here for my YouTube videos for 4K, and I'm going to just do the bare minimum of installations that I need to make this thing work, strictly as a powerhouse for editing video, and then I'll come back and let you know what was going on. It does come with McAfee. I am not going to put that on. I have fixed many computers that had viruses, and they all had McAfee or Norton, so I'm not going to be using that. I'll be using Avast. I'm going to be using PowerDirector Pro 17, I believe, Ultimate, and I'm just going to do all the updates now, and I'll let you know what's going on with the machine. Here we go. I'm doing the beginning setup. The keyboard is really nice. It has some programmable keys on here that are already programmed. They tell you what they are, the instructions that come with it. The mouse tells you how to make the light brighter or dimmer. I believe on one of the models, people were complaining about the light did not have an adjustment for brightness. So right now I've put in the location for the keyboard and set up the Wi-Fi connection. I just plugged in the Ethernet connection, and now we're going to do the Windows 10 license. I hate Windows 10. I love Windows 7. I loved XP. I kept XP for about forever, until way past it expired, until I finally threw out the machine when I realized Windows 7 was the greatest thing around. Made Windows XP much easier with Windows 7. With Windows 10, it's an absolute nightmare, and I normally put on the classic skin, the theme thing, so that it looks like Windows 7. But I'm going to try to learn Windows 10, and we'll see what's going on. Continuing with the setup. Alright, I've got a Windows 10 machine that I'm setting up right now, and it wants me to sign in with a Microsoft account. It almost looks like it's mandatory, and I do not like companies that force you to do things that you don't want to do. I don't want a Microsoft account. I've seen Windows 10 with other Microsoft accounts, and they're annoying. There's pop-ups, and a lot of things that I don't want. So I'm going to try to bypass this. On the screen, we have Create Account, which I'm going to click on right now. We're going to see what happens on this new machine. Create Account. And let's see. Setting up this Windows 10 machine, I do not want to set up a Microsoft account, a Windows account. I want to do the old style where we would just log in with the username and a password. When you set up the Microsoft account, you have to log in with an email or a phone or a Skype account. And if you do that, then you're able to download paid apps, paid applications, paid programs that you'll get from the Microsoft Store. If you have no plans to do that, if you're going to use your Windows 10 machine like you've always used your Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows, I think 8, Windows 3, 3.1, I think there was even a Windows 2 and maybe a 1. If you just want to log in with a username and password, you can do that, and the way to do that is you click on Offline Account. Originally, when they set this up, you couldn't do this, but now so many people complain. Microsoft is allowing you to do this where you click on Offline Account, and let's see what we're going to get. Complete your Windows setup by signing in with Microsoft. They just don't want to make this thing easy for us, do they? I'm going to click in a free Microsoft account. So I don't want to do Outlook, Office, Skype, OneDrive, Xbox, Bing, Store, MSN. So I'm just going to click on Windows, and we'll see what we get. We get nothing. You just have to click on Yes. Just a moment. And here we go back to the circle, which was a little tricky until I saw what they were doing. I clicked on Create Offline Account, and I get this screen up here. No, I don't want to sign in with Microsoft, so I'm going to click No down at the bottom. And let's see what we get. Who's going to use the PC? There we go. So that's how you get around setting up a Microsoft online account for Windows 10. And we will continue setting up my new computer. After you put in the username you want, then it wants a password, the same that we did before. And then I remember on the older Windows They had a security question, and I don't remember if you had to answer it. I think you could bypass it, or you could just put in some stupid answer that you would remember. They still are pushing the online account, so you're going to have to do, you probably have to do the 3 questions. Okay, it is mandatory. You do have to put 3 questions in there. Now they're talking about Cortana being your personal assistant. Now, from what I read, I don't know if that's true, but from what I read, if you set up Cortana, you need to have an online account with them. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work? It's going to want to include your location, history, voice input, speech patterns, contacts, searching history, relationships, calendar details, emails, content and communication, history from text messages, instant messages, and apps, and other info on your device, and browsing history. I don't really want Microsoft to have any of that stuff, so I'm not going to set up Cortana. I don't need it. Typical for Microsoft, after I said I did not want them to have any of that info and I did not want to set up that Cortana, then they give me a list of everything that they want access to, and if I did not click no on all of it, they would have gone in and had all the info that I just said I didn't want them to have. So I click no, and now I will do accept. I am assuming that this is not part of Microsoft now. It's an Acer machine, and I can log in and set up my Acer machine, which is something I really do want to do. And we're almost finished. It's setting up the machine now that I gave it my name and my email address and the country that I lived in. That information is going to go to Acer, and they wanted to have me join a couple of groups where they could share my information, and I said no to all of it. Alright, I installed Firefox, set up the account so that it would transfer all my bookmarks and everything from the other computer that I use. Now, what am I doing? I am uninstalling Norton. It says I can uninstall Norton. I thought that it had, I got an email saying that I've got 2 years of McAfee. I'm not going to use McAfee, and I'm definitely going to uninstall Norton, and then I'm going to install Avast, and I do not like the Windows 10 still, but I'm going to keep it for right now with the menus the way it is. This video is going to be on how to edit a host file on Windows 10. It is pretty much the same for all of the Windows 7, Windows XP, but you need to get, in Windows 10, we're going to be dealing with that right now. So you need to get this box up here. If this box isn't up here, the search box, you want to hit the Windows button on the bottom, and that will make it pop up. And then you want to type in Notepad. So we're going to type in Notepad, N-O-T-E-P-A-D. And when you do that, you're going to get Notepad popping up over there. You want to move the mouse over the top, and you want to right-click it, and you want to click Run, left-click Run as Administrator. That's the most important thing. If you don't do, you don't have to do this on Windows XP, I don't think, because you're usually in an administrator account, but on Windows 7, you're definitely going to have to run it as the administrator. Left-click on Run as Administrator. Notepad is now going to come up, and you're going to give it permission to make changes, so you click Yes. And now you've got your Notepad up there. Okay, most of this is pretty much standard. Now you're going to go to File, you're going to go to Open, and you're going to do, we're going to look for Windows. Okay, it's new PC, so we're setting this up. Going to do Windows, hopefully it shows up. It might be hidden. It looks like it's hidden here. I don't know why. Very strange. It took me, very strange. It took me straight into Windows System 32. I don't even know why I did it, but that's what you want to do. You want to go to Windows. Mine automatically went in there. You want to go to Windows, so C drive, Windows System 32. And then you're going to go do a search for drivers. And this is just like you would do it on Windows 7. Drivers, and you want to go to ETC, and now we don't have anything. Why don't we have anything? Because host is a hidden file. and most Windows machines are set up not to show the hidden files or the system files, so we're going to have to go in there and change that, which we're going to do right now, as soon as I can figure out how to do it on Windows 10. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get into Control Panel. Let me get over here, down here. I want to type in Control Panel, and we've already got it up at the top, so we're going to do Control Panel, and then we're going to, alright, the mouse is going crazy on the new setup over here. We're going to do Appearances and Personalizations. We've got File. Okay, so Windows 10 has made this a lot easier to do than Windows 7. File, Explorer, Options, Show Hidden Files and Folders, and then you get this box that pops up, and so we're going to see what's going on here right now. We're going to see Don't Show Hidden Files, Folders, or Drives, Hide Empty Drives, Hide Extensions for Known File Types. Always undo that. You should always know what your extensions are. Hide Protected Operating System Files, that is probably it. And so I'm going to say yes, because I want to unhide that, and I'm going to show hidden files, folders, and drives, at least until I get this thing changed. Apply. Okay. I'll just close that out, because I'm going to need that later. So let's go do... let's try to do drivers again up here. Let's see if we can make this work. ETC. I have absolutely nothing in the ETC folder. I don't know why. Let me go find out where it's at. There we go. Little tricky. Little tricky. Windows 10 puts text documents over here. You need to right-click, go to All Files. Your host is going to come up here. You should be able to go in there and... I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit this. Open with... Well, I'm already opened over there, so... what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename my host file to BAK, and then I'm going to go in there and edit the host file. That's the safest way to do it, so you always have your original. The way to do that is you highlight the host file, you do a copy, left click, go over here, do a right click, paste, and we have hosts copy. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to click, I'm going to do a period, and I'm going to do a TXT, which I might need to do. It might be redundant, maybe not, but by doing the TXT, I know that I can go in here now and edit this. There's my host file, exactly what I wanted, and now I want to go in here and put in a couple of lines. Let's see if I can do that. Let's do a paste. It's not going to work. There we go. I've got my data that I want to paste in here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to paste it. I've got my info in there, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to save. That is now my host.txt file. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to try to go back to that folder if I can. I don't know if I can find it. I think I can. So there is my file. I really don't like how they do this text only. I understand they're doing it because we're in Notepad. And so I'm going to go over here right now, and I'm going to change this to all files just so we can see what happens. I've got my host.txt. I'm going to click that again. I'm going to go over to TXT. I'm going to backspace TXT period. I'm going to go hit enter. Are you sure you want to change it? Yes. And now I've got my host file, which has just been modified at 4 p.m. And I've got my backup, the copy, the original, which was at, interesting, 4/11/18. I wonder why that was done. I guess they set this machine up 4/11 a month ago. Okay, so that's how you edit your host file in Windows 10. Please do a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, comment. Donate to my channel if you want to. Ask for my PayPal info. It's a review channel, so if you want to donate, that would be awesome. If you have a product you want me to review, if I can get a hold of it, I'll do the review. Thanks for watching, everybody. People, there it is. It took me about 2 hours to get the Orion machine, 3000 set up. Deleted the Norton, put in Avast antivirus. Where is that? Put in Power Director Pro. Put in Firefox. I took off, stopped using the Internet Explorer or the Edge or whatever that was. Put in VLC and for the video player. What else did I do? Disabled. I didn't set it up for, as you saw in the beginning, I made sure that I didn't have a Microsoft account. Most of the stuff on here is locked down as best as I can without messing around with the machine too much. It's strictly going to be a video processing machine and nothing else. Nothing will go on this computer. I rendered a 3.5 gig file. It took 5 minutes. So the speed on this is substantially faster, obviously, than my 8-year-old PC. And I totally recommend the Orion. What did I say? I forget what it is. It's the Predator 3000 Orion. Bought it from COSTCO. Really good price on sale. 32 gigs of memory. 87K Intel processor. I forget how much for the hard drive, but the price was really good. And I'm a very happy person that I bought it. You're going to need something like this if you're going to be doing 4K. Otherwise, it's going to take you forever to do it.